Guys, after many days of looking for this little snake, the tip-off worked. We came here to this mine out here just north of Steinkop, and you know, sometimes you doubt it, you're like, yeah, okay. And boom, there it is. Mathieu started dancing in the desert, and when that happens, you know, something good happened. So super exciting moment. We're gonna go grab the camera gear and then we'll get to show you guys this amazing species. Wow, what an incredible moment.
Hi guys, welcome to my channel MatVanGeo. Today we've got a really cool species of viper, or adder should I say. We've been looking for this guy for about 8 days now, and we got very lucky on our last day to find this amazing species of adder. No further ado, here we have a horned adder, and he is absolutely stunning. This is Bitis caudalis, so it's all from the Bitis family. It's the cousin of the puff adder, and amazingly adapted little snakes to this sandy environment. Now they occur all the way from the west coast of South Africa, in the northern parts of the Northern Cape, across the country, all the way to Herping, and then north into Zimbabwe, Botswana and Namibia. They're very adapted to arid environments. They love very sandy, dry, arid environments, into semi-arid savanna, Namib desert, and then into the Karoo scrub, which is what we're in here now. The males are a little bit more beautifully colored than the females. The males have more drastic coloration. They also vary a hell of a lot in coloration from locality to locality, depending on the substrate and vegetation type they're living in. Up in the Namib desert and over here, they're a lot more reddish buff color. In the Western Cape, they're a bit more brown and gray. And then you have other variability as you go east of the country. In Zimbabwe, they have browns and blacks and shades of grey and red as well. Highly variable, very well adapted to camouflaging in its environment. During the day, they hide around in the shade of the bushes around here in this loose sandy soil. They're mostly active during dusk in the early hours of the evening, where they'll sit and wait in ambush in some loose sand. They'll coil up under the sand and wait for a lizard or a gecko or something to come past. You'll often find them with just their 2 little horns sticking out. Like the Perengi's adder and the mini horn, these guys also during really hot periods of day or in really loose soil that they need to go up a hill, they also use sandwinding to be able to move. You can see he's using a regular serpentine movement at the moment, but they can sandwind, which is really cool. They have a very different colored little tail, which they actually use in caudal luring. So they'll sit there buried in the sand, stick out that little tail in front of their body, and then wait for a prey item to come past or notice their little caudal tail, which they think is a worm, at which point they'll strike with their front hinged fangs and hold on to their prey item so that they don't lose it. They'll hold on once the item is subdued, they'll swallow it whole, and then that's dinner done. And they'll head off to bask somewhere and digest their food. These guys will feed on geckos and lizards during the day, or at night they'll cruise around and look for their prey items. They'll also eat small mammalians. If they find a rodent burrow or whatever, they will definitely eat the babies of the mother, or sengi, some elephant shrews, babies, or whatever it might be. Now the bites from these are serious but not heavily medically serious. You would not need to get any anti-venom. There is no anti-venom for these guys, so you would get systematic treatment for a bite. A little bit of necrosis, it's a cytotoxic venom, so you'll get necrosis, swelling, and a lot of pain. It can take up to a couple of weeks to recover from a bite from this snake. These guys also have little predators. They'll be fed on by coral snakes or cobras, or bird species will eat these guys as well. So they're not the top of the food chain, although they are very well adapted to their environment. As a defense mechanism, once they get agitated or irritated, you can see this one just wants to get away now, but they tend to coil up in a little S shape, puff and puff, blow up their bodies, make themselves seem a little bit bigger, and then they'll strike out, make loud hissing noises to tell you to go away. They're very well adapted to this arid environment, and they actually coincide giving birth to live young. They're viviparous, giving birth to anywhere between 3 to 7 little babies and up to around 20, and on records up to 27, 28 individuals. That would have to be a really, really big female. These guys average around between 25 to 40 centimeters in the really large specimens, more captive specimens, up to 60 centimeters. They'll give birth during late spring and autumn, in October, November. And they coincide their laying of their babies or giving birth of their babies with the mass reproduction of most lizards and gecko species. Eggs will be also hatching around that time, which provides plenty and ample food for the little babies as they're born. So wow, again, such a great little animal, a lifer for me out here. It's getting really hot, so it's time to release this beautiful little snake and head on our way to the Kalahari. So guys, if you like this video, hit the subscribe button, hit that notifications bell, and stay tuned for the next species of reptile or snake we find out here in Expedition South Africa. Thanks for watching, and remember, stand for what we stand on.